Good evening, truck and tractor pull fans. We got a great show tonight. As you all know, coming up this Saturday, we have the Bloomsburg Summer Natls. And tonight, we have the family that's promoting that. And that's the Hoyt family. We have Cory Hoyt, Kris Hoyt. Yes, we got Kris Hoyt to come on, believe it or not. And Brooks Major, who's the crew chief of the team. So that pool will be this Saturday at 6 p.m. The address is 620 West 3rd Street, Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Zip code's 17815 for those who want to use the GPS. It's going to be a big show. There's a lot of talk. Sounds like we're going to have a tremendous amount of hooks. Folks, if you're ready to get out of the house and you want to come to our great East Coast show, this is the one for you. So, Kris, if you want to get us started off there, buddy, give us a little information. How long you've been in pulling? Tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy.
Well, I started pulling when I was 14 on an old stone boat. And as I recall, I got DQ'd the first time I hooked to the sled because my legs shook so bad. You had to start with a tight cable.
Yeah.
My knees shook so bad that I had the winning hook, but the guy DQ'd me, and he felt bad, but that's how it goes, and had to be fair about it.
Right.
But yeah, started when I was 14 on a 44 Massey Harris.
Wow, Massey Harris.
Yep, Massey Harris, old tractors.
So when did Case come to the forefront for the Hoyt family?
We were looking for something. My brother and I were looking for something with more horsepower, and somewhere around 1987. We were pulling with a guy by the name of Mike Girdley in Lewisburg, and he was pulling Cases, and he had 3 of them at the time, and he started to build a 4th one, and then decided that was pretty stupid. So Carl and I bought that tractor off of him, and that tractor is still going down the track today. We don't have it anymore, but that tractor still goes down the track.
Where's that tractor at now, Kris?
Eric Hickel actually has
okay.
the rear end of that tractor.
Okay.
He's out by Somerset.
Yeah. Very good. That's awesome. How about you, Cory? Tell us a little bit about you, buddy.
Well, I started pulling when I was 16 with Case pending, and a couple years ago we decided to build up a new one, which is just Case, and been running that for the past 2 years now.
Okay. Anything special about 2019 with that tractor and you?
Winning the East Coast champion.
You bet.
Pretty cool.
You bet. And that was almost back-to-back years. 2018, unfortunately, with some problems, but with the nutcase tractor. But you guys almost won it back-to-back. That's
almost, but not quite.
Almost. That's okay, though. Not a lot of people with a case tractor can say that, Kris. You guys have really come a long way. Like I've always preached, my opinion, you guys have the best diesel case tractors in the country, period. I don't care. And I'm not taking away anything from anybody else. But
well, thank you.
Yes.
We just we like being different. It's it's nice to have something different, I think. So.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. Any plans for any more? I know you sold Case pending.
Yeah, there's always something in the works. So we'll just leave it at that.
That's fine. I'm sure. Yeah, I know there's information you probably don't want to talk about. That's fine, but that's good to hear. And I'm sure Jeff's enjoying his new ride.
Oh, he loves it. Yeah, he's very happy with it. So
awesome, very good. Yeah, it runs good.
Yeah, it does. That tractor was never it never embarrassed itself. So
how many years did you run that tractor, Kris?
Well, that tractor. Oh boy.
It goes back a way, I'm sure.
Was in the 90s?
Yeah, I bought that tractor and then probably in 1992 I bought that tractor, I think.
Wow.
So that tractor's had a lot of trips down the track.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been going back through some older videos, early 2000s, mid 2000s, when you actually kind of back then started coming out with East Coast, actually ATPA back then, you had just started running with us that I can recall. And,
Yeah, because we ran mod turbo with it before in the early '90s,
okay.
and then we tried upgrading to Pro Stock, and that was quite the learning experience. I'll just say that.
Yeah, but man, you guys have come a long way, and it's nice every time you show up there. You know that you got just as good a chance to finish first as any of them. So and, that's pretty good with a different brand. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Well, we try. There's a lot of stout competition out there, especially on the East Coast. But
Oh yeah, we got some very strong tractors. You bet.
yes.
And that other guy there with you, Brooks. What can we learn about
Yes.
Brooks tonight? Brooks Major.
Well, thanks for having me, JR.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, not a problem. A little bit about me. I don't know if you really know this or not, but Kris is actually my uncle. And I don't know if too many people know that or not.
Wow. We call him Chris's age on every now.
There's only 5 years difference, and Cory's my
Okay.
cousin. But
Okay.
I got involved in pulling back when I was a teenager. In fact, I actually did pull stone boat with Kris and pace tractors at the old Seals Grove, Middleburg, all that stuff, back in the day, as we call it. And then naturally got out, didn't start going to it, got married, had a kid and all that. And would go to a few here and there. And then I started working for Kris about, it'll be 11 years now, and got back into it. And really, I've always enjoyed it. I've always, since a teenager, I can remember going to the stone boats and stuff, so I've really enjoyed it. Something to do, and it kind of keeps me out of trouble, but if anybody knows me. But
What are you trying to say?
well, you know me.
He's better off going to the tractor pulls with us. Let's just leave it at that.
But so I really, I think it's been about 4 years now that I really started going to every pull, and really enjoyed the East Coast. I just think it's a really good group of pullers, competition, and it's almost kind of like a family, I want to say. So, but
I've always looked at it that way. Yeah, it's everybody has your home family, your regular family, but like this year's a prime example. You don't get to see your other family. It sucks. It really sucks.
Exactly, and even we have long drives like to Luray, Virginia, and all
Sure.
that stuff, and sometimes it's like a drag. But I'm telling you right now, I've past few weeks in Jones, and it's kind of looking forward to that. Should have had the buck underneath our belts, and Bloomsburg and Luray, and something's missing. So
it's coming back though. I think we're in pretty good shape here. There's been, I won't say any news, but I know the buck has some positive outlook here very soon for them to get started again, it sounds like. And Pennsylvania's took their own steps to ensure some common sense and get some motorsports going again. So, and heck, even Maryland, of all places, we had a little truck pull here at Cecilton, Maryland. And I got to say real quick that it was a fantastic little show. Plenty of pullers. We had some of our hot farm tractors there from the East Coast. And they had a good little crowd there. I was very impressed. It was good to see. Everybody was happy, everybody was getting along good. Usually sometimes you can get, not there in particular, but you can get some headbutt and stuff. People are just happy to get out and go watch a pull, participate in the pull, whatever. So, but we're on our way back, I think. We're going to probably have a pretty good finish to the season, I hope. So, don't be afraid to talk, guys.
No, I think it's soon going to start opening up.
Yeah.
I think we'll see more of it. So.
I think so. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of big pulls early on, but I know the crew in charge is doing what they can to reschedule some events, even at different locations. So there's always hope, and we just keep our fingers crossed we can get some events in this year, some more events. So,
Yep.
Speaking of events, Kris, You got a big one coming this Saturday, buddy. I hope y'all are ready.
We're getting there, but yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
Still a lot of work to do, but
We'll be ready.
we'll be ready.
Okay. Yeah, it's that was a vote of confidence there. It sounded real
Well,
confident.
Cory, Cory, you got to remember, Cory's a lot younger, and he just, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Yep, the youth.
But yeah,
right?
we'll be ready.
Yeah.
We put some bleachers. We never had really bleachers on the pit side of the track.
Right.
So this year we actually have some bleachers on the stage, and like at the full pole line and the start line, we're set some bleachers there also. So should be a lot better for.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There.
Yeah. Give people a place to sit. Usually crowded over there. You know, people stand along the fence
yeah,
there.
and they're standing behind each other. They can't really see. And Brooks actually suggested the bleachers down by the full pole line.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to Randy about it, and he suggested about setting it right up on the stage. And I was like, "Can we do that?" And he was like, "Yeah,
sure.
we can." So they're there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. You know.
Yeah.
Bleachers to me are better than individual chairs. You'd have to take the time to set up and stuff. So.
Yeah. Yep.
But,
and then the people behind can see better.
yes,
so.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a good deal. Who's doing the announcing this year?
Brian Yeager.
Brian Yeager. Okay, good.
Yep.
Very good.
He was excited. I called him, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago just to double check with him, and he said I was scared. He said I thought you were calling me to tell me that it might not go, and I said no, it's going. We're doing this, and so he was all excited to come up.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm sure he's ready to get going.
What's that?
I'm sure he's ready to get going. Interstate's not been doing too much, and
yeah, he said he was ready to go. So.
Yeah, everybody is, believe me.
Yeah.
And looks like admission. You have admission is $15 for adults. If they want to get in the pits, it's $20.
Yep.
And 12 and under are free.
Correct.
Okay. And we've already talked about the added bleachers. And the Kraus will be the sled, I assume?
Yeah, Krause's sled will be there.
Okay.
And then...
supposedly Kraus is going to bring 2 sleds.
Right. Supposedly he's bringing 2 sleds.
Okay. That's always good to have a backup.
Well, not necessarily as a backup, but make the show go a little quicker.
I got you. Yeah. Have one ready for the next.
We'll switch sleds from class to class, and that way it's all weighted up, ready to go. And because we're expecting, I've gotten a lot of phone calls from pollers, and I think we're going to have a lot of equipment there. And so we moved the start time up to 6.
Okay.
So we could try to get it all in, and then every 10 minutes we can save, especially switching sleds around, will help us get the show in. So.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea. I'm sure. Before we got started here, we were kind of behind the scenes discussing numbers we thought might be on hand for the classes, and they're big. Yeah, we can guesstimate, but yeah, they're going to be huge. I think. Like somebody had mentioned, 20 to 25 is not out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's not.
So it's going to be a heck of a show, for sure. Super Pros, Light Pro, modified tractors, modified four-wheel drives, and don't discount the modified four-wheel drive trucks. That might be a huge class. They're huge.
We've kind of been guessing at what might show up, and
that was one of my questions to Kris, for how many gas four-wheel drive pickups he thinks we're going to show up, because we're trying to get a number. And my guess was, I think I was telling you before, with all said and done, there'll probably be 100 hooks that night. Don't put that in writing, but that's my guess.
Yeah.
5 classes, 20 an average. So.
Yeah, the hot rod, limited pro stock semis are on hand this year for the first time at your event.
Yes.
So that's going to be a nice little treat for everybody too. So.
Yeah. Yep.
That's great. Yeah.
Yep.
100 hooks is big. You could very easily, with some of the thoughts I heard from the Sealands Grove live feed, for the Light Pro class, sounds like there's some Ohio tractors coming too. So, I mean, that's been a week ago. Things change for people business-wise and stuff, but if it holds true, there's some coming from the West for sure. So.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I've been hearing lots, and some of the pours have been calling me, and there's going to be quite a few coming.
And modified tractors. This could be one of the biggest modified tractor classes in many a year at your event. So
Yeah.
we guessed 10. I think it's going to be more than that. We'll see.
I just, not to interrupt you, JR, I just thought of another one. That guy that was at Selinsgrove from Indiana was a plumber's nightmare.
Don Dean has expressed that he
Yeah,
was going to be there.
Yeah, he parked next to us and asked about us, and he said he was coming.
Yep.
So there's another one I forgot about.
Yeah,
So.
he's definitely coming. Yeah, I would easily say we guessed 10. I think that's short. I think we're going to have more than 10, but who knows? You know, like I say, things could change. And the weather looks to be good that one day, right? On Saturday, looks like we're okay.
Yeah, a little chance of showers in the afternoon, but by evening it was clearing out. So,
Good.
you know, and that we have 4 days on that yet anyway, but we'll be good.
Yeah, Tanner just said down south as well. I'm assuming he's saying that we have some pullers from down south coming north, Tanner. He's in our live chat. And folks, by the way, if you're listening in here, don't be afraid to hop in there and ask a question. We'll pass it on to the guys here, and they'll answer your question best they can. Just keep it clean and no cuss words if you can help it. I'm sure we got some young people watching. So, and while you're at it, give us a thumbs up, man. It goes a long way on YouTube for our channel. Click the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share the page. We want to keep this thing growing. And you know, I've been fighting audio issues. They're getting better and better. So, next thing is I'm going to have a soundproof room. I guess that's. If you hear any echo now, we've got most of the audio straightened out, but the room itself is just driving me nuts with echo. So, but otherwise, it's come a long way. And please feel free to jump in the live chat there with Tanner and ask questions to these guys. Anything about the event, if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. We'll get them answered for you. So, let's see. So, you guys have any other, we'll get back to the Hoyt side of things here. Anything outside of pulling? Hobbies, hunting, snowmobiling, anything like that?
Well, we all do our hunting, and Cory and I do snowmobiling when we can. We haven't the last couple of years like we wanted to, but we've snowmobiled quite a few places up the Gaspé Peninsula. I broke my shoulder in the Rocky Mountains, so been all over the place on a snowmobile.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's been many a year since I've been on one. It don't really snow down here like it used to when I was younger. So.
No, and to have a sled anymore, you have to travel.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's just a given.
And your other two sons, Kris.
Yes.
Ryan and Logan. What are they up to nowadays?
So Ryan moved to Salt Lake City, Utah. Logan and I actually went out and helped him move about 2 months ago. And so he's working for a different. He was working for Polaris, but now he's working for. Oh boy, Cory.
He's working for an aerospace company out there, but
yeah, and I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
But builds like carbon fiber parts for like Boeing and stuff like that. So he seems to like this job better, and so far so good. And
That's
then Logan was supposed to graduate this spring, which he is. He says he's just going to walk to the mailbox and get his diploma instead of walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, you know, if anybody knows Logan, he's good with that. And then he's going to lineman school in August, or the end of August, I guess.
Lineman school, you say?
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yep. He's going to try that.
Okay. Yeah, Tanner just chimed in and said there's 2 light pro from down south coming up, and could be more. So, yeah, we'd love to have Carolina pullers come up. I mean, the light pro rules is pretty much national rules. I mean, they all run the same. So,
Yeah.
our rules match anybody there, Midwest. So, bring them. More the merrier, right?
Yeah.
That's for sure. I'm sure you're going to have a pretty good crowd of people too. I would certainly think so.
Yeah, we were down the other night looking at the fairgrounds, and well, not in the pit area, and we're getting enough equipment in that I think we're actually going to have somebody there to not actually tell the pullers where to park, but just to get them all in, so they're all going in one direction, and we don't get a little bit of a chaos, and it's hard to get the tractors around after it gets dark and stuff. So,
Yeah.
if there's any pullers listening, they can just be prepared. We're going to try and park in an orderly fashion, so just to make it better for everybody.
Yeah. Excuse me. When will somebody be there? Just to give them an idea.
Well, I'm going to be there from probably 8 o'clock in the morning on,
Okay.
but I have a father and a son that'll be there from noon on to park everybody. So.
Okay. Because I'm kind of thinking you might get some coming there on you on Friday.
Well, that could be.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I know Moores had said that they were talking about coming up on Friday night,
Okay.
and so I can't be there Friday night. So I figured I would talk to Davey and see if he could just help just organize it a little bit as people come in, if they do come in Friday night.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll have some come in. Hopefully, we hope to be there probably about lunchtime on Saturday.
Okay.
We're talking about running 2 different tech crews.
Okay.
Because we know there's going to be a tremendous amount of equipment there. Should be.
Yep.
And we don't want to be bumbling around at 5:30. Oh no, we're not done. So there's going to be 2 crews going around teching stuff. So.
Okay.
Well,
and I think a lot of them will be there early anyway.
I'm sure.
I wouldn't think
Yeah.
people would be showing up last minute at this.
If we could put that out there, if they could,
Yes.
pullers could get there early to get teched in, because I'm probably going to be in charge of getting the guys across the scales and lined up, and I really am going to push to get that class across the scales and the drawbar done before the class starts. So
Sure. Absolutely.
And we start at 6 right after the driver's meeting. First class is gonna send the tow tractors around and get them there. I mean, because I know how important it is to guys that they want to get across the scale of the drawbar. They want to see the first guy hook of that class, and if there's 25 in a class, we're just gonna, But we should have plenty of equipment. I got a bunch of guys coming that are gonna be tow tractors. So guys that don't have buggies, if they have buggies, bring them. But we will have quite a few tow tractors to get guys across the scales. So just wanted to put that out there.
That's good. Yeah. Just be orderly and patient and let the guys do their job, and they'll get you lined up. And the gates.
I know how, just from pulling, I know how I want to, when your class is hooking, I know you want to be across the scale and done and watched. So I know
Right.
that's important. That's what we're going to strive for. So.
Do the spectators enter the same way the pullers do, or they have a different gate they come in? Or?
So they have they'll have a different gate to get to the grandstand. But Randy was going to try and get some signs made up so that the spectators knew where to go.
Okay.
And then, pretty much everybody can come in that gate 5 in the back. But I think the way Randy talked, there was going to be a couple of gates open so they could come into the fairgrounds wherever they wanted to.
Yeah.
But then to get their passes and stuff, there's going to be there'll be signs around where to go get your passes to get in.
Okay. And those gates will open at 4:30, I believe I read, for the spectators?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm sure they'll be showing up early. I mean, it's just common sense. You're going to have to stand in line a little while, but that's a good problem to have, I guess. That's great. Hopefully, we got our fingers crossed for you. I'm sure you'll have probably your best crowd like we were talking about earlier, so.
Yeah,
But,
I hope so.
And another thing to throw out there, just so people know, that there will be a concession stand inside the infield this year. That hasn't been there in the past.
Okay, good. Very good. Hopefully I can walk back there and get something to eat.
Yeah.
If you have time, JR.
Well, I got help this year, so I'll
that's
be
good.
okay. Yeah. Are you guys watching the live feed now or on your computer there?
Yes.
Okay. You want to answer? I don't know if it was a question or.
Oh yeah. So we're actually running the 504 case engine or case block, and we have done some pretty extensive work inside of them to try and keep them together. And so far, so good.
Yeah. absolutely. Thanks for that question, Jeff.
Yeah, there's a lot of steel inside and around it, trying to hold everything together.
Oh, I bet, yeah. And I'll just go ahead and read the question real quick for those that aren't following along in the chat. Jeff asked, Mr. Hoyt, Mr. Hoyt, that's respect. So I guess we got to start calling him Mr. Hoyt now.
Yeah, Kris will work.
Anyway, Jeff had said, I enjoy watching you at the Buck. Thanks for putting on a great show for the fans. I wanted to ask you what engine blocks you're running in stress case and nut case. Thanks for your time. So that's just one question, guys. Come on in and ask away. I'm sure they got plenty of answers for you. So, but what else have we got here? Who's going to build your track? You have the track crew there build your track, Kris?
So we have an excavating company that has always been down there. They do it for both shows.
Okay.
The one we have in the spring, and then another promoter comes in for the fair. And this excavating company has always tore the horse track off and got down to the clay. And then Randy has the water trucks, and we have a couple local farmers that donate their equipment, and we get it dissed up and stuff. But yeah, the excavating company does a great job. They get it well taken care of, and then we just gotta work the clay up and get some water to it. And the last couple of years has been a pretty good track.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we keep learning. And I think last year in the spring it might have been just a little too wet, but last fall it was really good. So.
Okay.
And we helped build the track in the fall too, so we're going to try and do the same thing. We're going to try and do the same thing Saturday as we did last fall. So.
Okay. Has the Bloomsburg Fair been canceled yet? Is it still a go at this time?
No. Right now it's still a go.
Still a go. Awesome. Hopefully they can hang in there and get it in. So.
Yep.
Jeff Brooks is asking again. Thanks for answering my question. Are they 680 cubic inch?
Yes, they are.
Ooh boy. There you go, Jeff. So that's great. What about? Let's talk about. How about Art Boulevard? What's his plans in the future for their tractor? They're still an A pump mod turbo, I guess. Or?
Yeah, they're still mod turbo, which runs the A pump, and they're actually under 540 cube, but they're right there close. And that's a strong running tractor.
Yes.
They had some rear end problems the last couple of years, but I think they finally got that fixed, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, I thought he had a very good run at Silence Grove last weekend.
He did, yes, he did.
Very strong run.
Yep, they're going to do a little tweaking to it, but and Art has a grandson now, and Tyler's son, and he's starting to pull some antique tractors, so.
Oh boy.
They'll have their hands full.
Oh yeah, they'll stay busy. That's for sure.
Yep.
No doubt about it. But how about you, Brooks? You gonna jump on a tractor sometime, or?
Nope. No, JR. I enjoy what I'm doing. Like I said, I think, when's the last time I pulled Kris? Center Hall?
Yeah, that was like
1991 or so.
Oh wow!
Early 90s, probably.
I was a 1370 power shift, JR.
Okay.
The track wasn't even the same place it is now at Center Hall.
Right, I know it was moved. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I enjoy what I'm doing. I don't, I drive enough of his equipment. We got 3 tractor trailers, a bunch of fuel trucks, and I really don't want to break one of those tractors. So.
Well, nobody does, I'm sure.
There's no reason for him to worry, because every time they break, he's in there helping us fix it.
Right,
so.
Sure. Yeah, I
don't know why that would bother him.
But,
yeah, I was going to say.
I enjoy what I do, JR. I really do.
That's great.
Like I said, it's a family. It's something. I really enjoy it. I enjoy going every week. Wish we're going every week, but
soon.
I really have no desire right now. Maybe. In the future, I'm not going to say no, but
we'll get him on. We'll get him on.
I got the.
I don't want to end up on the oops videos, JR.
Why?
Hey,
we've all been there.
Hey, I just haven't put it on there, but I could be on one. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm sure if Randy Devon was on here, he'd tell you the whole story of it. But yeah, it's what a rush. It's a rush to drive on that thing. It's amazing. But,
It's definitely a rush.
yeah. What's Cory's involved? Where's Cory work?
I'm working for a small company up by Pittston area and doing HVAC and controls, which is the building automation of it, so it's more computer end of things, but
Guess what I used to do for a living?
good.
Yes.
Busy.
That's what I used to do for a living.
Okay.
HVAC, yeah.
Yeah, definitely needed. Always could find a job.
Oh yeah. If it's just down here, the hours, it's crazy. I had to get away from it. It's never home. I mean, never home. If you was carrying a pager, forget it. You're never home, man. But it's a good occupation. You know, it's one that's always in need too. For sure. But, okay. So you do anything with the family business, Cory?
Cory helps a lot in the family business.
I was just going to say he does a lot.
Yeah.
In the wintertime,
Yes.
you know, remember we sell heating oil and propane, so in the wintertime is our busy season, and I'm not too sure that some weeks Cory doesn't have more hours with us than he does his full-time job. So
Right.
He has bailed us out more than once.
I'm sure. That's good. So is that primarily all you do, Kris? Is fuel or propane?
fuel, propane. We have dump trucks that run in the summertime.
Which we can sell at any time.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should sell them all. But we plan on keeping them.
Yeah, if they're bringing money in,
I tried,
you keep
JR, I
them.
really did.
If we're bringing money in.
Every time one of them breaks, he's like, you know, if we sold this, we wouldn't have to fix it. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, I guess he's a mechanic then. He's working on them too.
Well, yeah. Brooks is a jack of all trades, just like all of us. But something breaks, we all try to, get it going so it's going the next day. But he always has to throw that little comment in there,
He was on vacation, JR, about 2 years ago, and a good friend of ours works for us, helps us out a lot, and his name's Johnson. You know him. And
Oh, yeah.
Ex-Hoyt, I'm selling this dump truck. I couldn't get the tarp to roll. We were all on blacktop. I couldn't get the tarp to go up and down. I said, tell him to get home because I'm selling every one of them.
Speaking of Johnson, how's he doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's as miserable as ever. No, he's doing real good. And there's another guy we'd be lost without him because he helps around here all the time. The poor guy's retired, and I just keep telling him he's not, and he shows up. He makes the mistake of showing up here, and then we put him to work. And if we come home from a pull and the tractor broke, he's the first one there. He's
Awesome.
He's right in there with us, working on it and trying to get it ready for the next week. So
Awesome. Yeah, I miss seeing him. I used to see him, back when we were pulling every week, but he was always with you, and I know there for a while he just doesn't come as much as he used to. But
no, he's got an old vet that he has all fixed up real nice. He's had it since high school, and he's got a Harley, so he likes just taking off and going on his little rides.
Johnson on a Harley, okay.
Yep.
That's interesting. How about that? How about the Buffy? Whatever happened to Buffy?
He actually went to work for another company, and he still is right down the road, but he's still around.
Okay.
We actually got him to shine up Cory's water tanks on his tractor about a month ago.
So he's still involved sometimes then?
What's that?
He's still involved sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yep.
Very good. Okay. Well, I would guess on the Super Pro things, I would imagine that might be one of your biggest classes this weekend. It's
that or the Light Pro. I'm not sure which, but yeah, they're both going to be big classes, I think.
Yeah.
I know Henry Everman told me he was coming down from New York. Randy Weaver. I'm expecting some tractors from like Western Western PA and stuff.
Hortons were bringing.
Hortons were bringing one for sure.
Right,
They didn't know
right.
if they'd have they were bringing the super. They didn't know if they'd have the pro stock together.
Awesome. Good.
So,
Good.
There's going to be a lot of equipment there.
That's and I think I read today ESP just canceled what I think somebody said was their last event for the year.
Oh, really?
I want to say it's Woodhull or something. I can't remember, but I'm thinking I read somewhere today that that was their last event.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, they still have Troy, don't they?
I'm sorry. Troy is the last one left in Pennsylvania. They'll probably get that one in actually, if they have a fair.
I'm thinking they will.
That's well.
Randy talked to somebody from the Troy Fair, and they were still trying to make that happen.
Good.
So.
But I'm pretty sure I read that was it for them. So, as far as New York goes, but I don't know about the east side.
I wasn't aware of that.
I'm sure New York State as well on the east side is probably just as bad off. So.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. It's like Maryland was there for a while. Maryland's starting to ease up down here a little bit, but all of ours are canceled. But Frederick and I think Greensboro had a late date too. I can't remember, but
okay.
That's the only two left here. Everything else is canceled. So tough. A lot of hooks gone. But like I say, the higher ups are making changes where they can, and with the July 3rd event coming in here at Port Royal, which is actually taking the place of Center Hall. So
yeah, yep.
That's nice. And now Listy also rescheduled. Sometime in all it's slated. It was slated August 1st. I'm not sure if that date's still etched in stone yet or not. I'm not sure, but that's another one that was rescheduled. And Dunbar just got canceled. John Blaney's event, the whole fair, everything's canceled. So. That's another one for the four-wheel drives that's gone, but I think they may be at Listy. I'm not sure. I think they can move them over to Listy. But that's not for me to say. We'll find out about that in the future. So.
Yeah,
Okay. And now, we'll definitely ask, do you prefer no alcohol at your event? And I don't mean the kind that goes in the tractor sometimes.
No, actually, that's okay. And there's going to be a beer tent there. Right behind the stage. So.
Okay.
You can have an adult beverage if you'd like to.
I got to drive, so.
What's that?
I said I've got to drive. I've got plenty of help to drive, but I plan on driving, so.
Okay. Yeah. If
And I
drive,
got
don't do that.
and I got to work.
If you're driving equipment, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want you out there flagging doing that either.
No. I'm not flagging this year. Actually, I've traded for. I'll be working the Port Royal Speedway event at this point. So.
Oh, okay.
So, but I will be helping Tech early on. So, yeah, no beer, no drinking.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
But
Anything?
It's there for the spectators if they want to buy some. So.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, if it's warm, I'm sure you'll sell plenty.
Yep.
I'm sure. That's good. But, anything else to add in there, Kris, for the event? Anything?
I don't think so. I think we kind of covered everything.
Okay.
Do you want to throw the class order out or not really?
Yeah, go ahead. Give them the class
Yeah,
order.
we'll take the class order.
Brooks has it all figured out.
Okay. We're going to start off with light limited pros.
Light Pro? Okay.
Modifieds will be second. Gas pickups will be third. Super pro stocks will be fourth, and the big rigs will be last.
Okay, semi. Very good.
And as I keep telling Kris, very important that we start on time.
Yeah, just get all the pullers very timely. Get there. Don't be afraid to get there early and get parked, because I'm telling you, I have a feeling that infield's going to be packed. So.
And I will agree with you, JR.
Yep.
And try our best to get you across the scales and get everybody done. So.
Yeah.
We're going to move this. Brooks also suggested that we move the scales back a little bit. That way we have more room to get everybody up in front, and that way they can watch their class. That way they're all across the scales, like he said.
Yeah, you could almost move them around to the back stretch there, and that would give you that whole turn
I don't think we're
area.
going clear back to the stretch, but at least back to that one corner.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when we set them up Saturday morning, we'll check that out and see how many vehicles we have there. But,
Yeah.
Or how much room we have. But I think if we get it back to that corner, we'll be all right.
Yeah, that definitely give you plenty of room to get everybody staged. So.
Yep.
Well, per class anyway.
Yep.
I'm excited,
Just
man.
think how impressive that would look as people sitting in the grandstands looking down across there and seeing everything coming out.
Oh yeah.
Well, this guy's next. That one's next.
Yeah. Yeah, I see no reason at all that there won't be some of the biggest numbers we've seen in years, ever, especially at Bloomsburg. I mean, I know the fall show draws pretty big.
Yeah,
with the Smoker Series class, but you're going to blow that away. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, it's going to be a big show. So we'll just pray Mother Nature works with us. Sounds like she will.
Yep.
So it's pretty good. Now you say you will have a food vendor in the infield. That's nice. Okay.
What's that?
You say there will be a food vendor in the pit area.
Yes, there will.
Okay.
Right behind the stage.
I'll just write this down because I'm going to make a post. I'm not trying to have any dead air time. I'm just trying to write it all down because I'm going to kind of just make a post on Facebook next couple of days. So.
I put a personal request in for an ice cream stand too, and I hear that's going to be there. So.
Yay! You're my hero.
So I'm all happy now.
How about a chili? What do you eat? A chili dog or whatever?
Chili cheese dog. Oh man!
if we could get the people from the Buck to come up and we could get chili cheese dogs at Bloomsburg, we'd be golden. There would be nothing better.
I'm sure Mike will send them up if you want to pay them. They'll be there.
I'll pay them.
That's a little
My wife
ongoing.
tried to make them the other night. Cory and I were saying, what was it, last weekend, that we missed the chili cheese dogs at the Buck, and she says, "I'll make you chili cheese dogs." So we were like, okay. So we're eating them, and she says, "Well, are they as good as the Buck?" And we're like, "Oh, these are good."
Ooh. Be careful with that.
Yeah, we got to be really careful with that.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing.
That's the first thing we do when we get to the Buck. We unload it. We get there, we park, we open the doors, and we go get the chili cheese dogs.
At the snack. Yep, I know where you guys are going when I see you walking that way. And it ain't to register the tractors. You're going to go get it. Go get the dogs. Yeah. How many wins do you think you've had over the last couple of years with your two tractors, Kris? The two newer ones. Yeah, just off the top of your head.
Oh, I have.
That many?
No, not that many. Probably 3.
Yeah, more than that, I'm sure.
I don't know. Every time we end up with something in the top five, I'm always pretty happy. So.
And they're not broke, absolutely. Yep.
And if they drive on the trailer, that's a win in itself. So.
Yep. That's great. I wanted to bring up last Saturday. Somebody beat their father on a track. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you, Cory?
That actually happened a lot last year.
Yeah. The year before, 2019, it was a Logan Cory battle. Which is quite interesting.
Beat me, so I'm coming for him Saturday night.
Oh, we got a brother rivalry Saturday night.
Yeah, a little bit. That was a long.
Well, he was picking on me all winter, so.
I bet.
That was a long winter for Cory.
Time for a little revenge.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's going to be fun to watch. Very good. You think, is Jeff coming Saturday or just a goof?
Yes, he said he was definitely coming.
Oh, very good. That's awesome. Very good. Now, what kind of a classification would that tractor be, the old case pending?
Well, it's a pro stock. It's a little smaller, but it's still classified as a pro stock. It's got too many cubes for it to go in the light pro, and we don't. Now New York started running what they call the limited pro, which is a 640 with a 4.1 charger.
Correct.
And no intercore, which that tractor would work really good for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to Brent Naylor the other night. He is switching to that class, and he said they don't have any hooks until August. So, but I think Jeff bought case pending to pull like at a lot of the local areas around him out there, like Laurelton and Stevens Grove, stuff like that. So,
Okay.
I mean, I think he's planning on just leaving it the way it is for now. So,
I would. He's having fun. It's running good. It's reliable. Hey.
yeah. That, like
That's
I said,
great.
the tractor never embarrassed itself, and that was a hard decision we made. But all three boys learned to drive on that, and they all did well with it.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, that everybody cut their teeth with that tractor pretty much. You know,
Yeah.
it's
For a
probably.
while, we couldn't get Cory off of it. Especially if he was
Yeah, first hook.
If he was the first hook, you just Cory, that was a hell of a run. I know, but I could come back.
Yeah, right. I remember that.
Like, well, okay, all right.
At least you let him make his own call, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's good. Yeah, a lot of
But
people.
all that seat time helped him. Not helped him because he's good on that tractor now.
Every one of them boys. Every one of them
exactly
boys
right, JR. Exactly
can
right.
drive a tractor. That's Ryan. Ryan, I know Ryan's not here anymore to drive much, but I'll guarantee you he could come home tomorrow and drive the wheels off any one of them. So.
Yeah, he came. He was home last year for the Bloomsburg Fair. And,
Yes.
And he did very well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you, oh.
Uh-oh.
So he's backing into the sled, and we'd already told him what gear to run. And Cory and I were talking about it, and we decided to change the gear that he was going to run. And we both go out to the. No, he's hooked to the sled, and we both go out and we say, Ryan, run this gear, not the other one. And he's looking at us like, is this a last minute decision? Are you guys sure? And we both looked at him and said, yes, we're sure. We got down off the tractor, we're walking away, and we go, boy, I hope that was right.
What was the outcome?
We made the right decision. So
Very good.
Yeah, he ended up with second or third, I think, that night.
he got third, and Cory got second.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's great. That it's great that you can have your whole family. You know what I mean? All your boys together successfully, and it's been successful for you guys. I mean, I know you've got a lot of your own R&D on these case engines and stuff, and boys, it paid off. And but it's good to be able to share it with your family. You know.
yeah.
I mean, I know you like to drive too, but I'm sure you like to stand back and watch those boys run and lay down a monster pass each one of them. And
Yep.
sometimes you get lucky and win. So, that's great. And I'm sure, same goes with Robert Martin, running 4 tractors, several different people have driven them over the years. And, I'm sure it's fun. Just watch your kids mature and have a good time and make some good runs. So, and Josh, by all means, Josh put down a pretty good run last Saturday night.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yep. So I got a little bit of a kick out of Brandy having some issues with dairy deer, and I guess Josh was telling her. I spoke about this last week, but was saying it was driver error. It wasn't driver error.
Yeah.
Because Josh came back and had the same problem. So we got a question here from Scott Bodish. Wants to know how many pounds of boost are the Pro Stock tractors running, Kris?
Somewhere around 115. So sometimes a little bit more than that, but that's an average.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear. I think we're going to have a lot of. I know we keep jumping back to it, but I think New York is going to be well represented at your pool. They're going to
I think so too.
They're going to come out of the woodworks.
Yes. Yep.
And who knows where else? I mean, you can't stop at New York. You don't know what's going to come out of Ohio, which is, everybody's welcome if you fit the rules. Come on down. That's for sure. It's going to be a good time. But,
Yep.
I'm running out of things to talk about, Kris.
Okay.
I think the ugliest moment I can remember, not that we want to get into those, as far as an oops goes for Kris, would be Pocomoke City on case pending when the pump hung. That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
That
the
was
motor, motor sat there and ran wide open for 14 seconds, I think.
It's quite a bit. It was quite a bit.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the first times that close for me filming. That one stuck open like that, and I was like, "Holy crap, man! What can you do? You know, you're just totally helpless." You know.
Yeah, we pulled the guillotine.
Yeah.
Well, I had a like a rain cap at that point, but we pulled that. I pulled the fuel stop out, and it's just sitting there screaming. And then I finally realized I had my foot on the clutch. Let my foot off the clutch, and it you know, with the lack of air, it was enough to shut it off. But
Scary.
Came home and tore that motor completely apart.
Not bad. Any damage, I'm sure, or no?
No.
Wow.
I mean, things got hot. You could see where everything was really hot.
Right.
But no, and I, you know, I probably wasted my time tearing it apart, but I felt better.
Oh.
So,
I definitely was a smart move because you never know.
Yeah.
But what's the future, you think, for you guys? It was good to see you guys sign up for points the last couple of years with the East Coast. And is that something that's still in your agenda in the near future? Or?
I don't know. I mean, we'll take 1 year at a time
Sure.
and see what we can do, and we'll probably stay on the East Coast circuit for now, anyway.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to do the 2-day trips and 3-day trips where you know putting all kinds of miles on. So
Yeah, when you got a business, it's
yeah. We usually have to do something Friday before we leave, and got to be back for Monday. So
right.
even though we sell heating oil, but we sell a lot of diesel fuel and farm diesel, truck diesel. So we are busy through the summer also.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know if your company isn't busy. That's for sure. Yeah. And you know, it's just, I used to be guilty of leaving the day before to get to an event and stuff. But I still have the motorhome and everything. But I've got aging parents, and home sometimes is a little more important than leaving the day before a pool. So
Yeah.
of course, I don't pull the trailer anymore, so that's kind of a little bit of a relief to me. But it's just, you know, priorities change when you get older. It's, you know, things change.
Yeah.
But man, come pool day, you better get out of my way. I'm gonna run you over. I'm on my way, man. And Saturday morning, if anybody's late, truck's leaving and they're staying. They're gonna have to drive themselves. So I don't play around on the day of the pool. It's time to go. So, but well, I really kind of run out of things to talk about. I can't. I'm sure I could.
I see there was one more question there. How many RPMs are we running?
There you go. Yep.
I was going to say, depends if Logan's...
So we don't... Depends on what?
Depends if Logan's looking. Yeah.
So we normally leave the line around 4,800, 49, sometimes 5, but not very often. Usually around 48. I know the John Deere's and Internationals turn a lot more than that, but we try to keep the RPMs down a little bit. And we usually go down the track anywhere from 38 to 43, somewhere around that neighborhood. Like I said, I know the International and John Deere's guys like to run a lot higher than that, but we seem to be able to make them hook better doing it that way. So
Yeah, I was going to say, your tractors really seem to get a hold of the track pretty early. You know,
Can't be giving away a secret.
right.
Hey, everybody can see it. I mean, they hook. The chassis really work well. And they're Engler chassis?
Yes, both of them are Engler chassis.
Yeah, they work. They work very well. So. And you do your own engine building, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Machine-wise, you have a machine shop you use, or?
I lost him.
You lost me?
Oh well, yeah. We have a Bridgeport and a lathe here in the shop. We do a lot of that stuff ourselves. But then there's a guy in Bloomsburg that has helped me tremendously. He has a speed shop, and it's nothing for Cory and I or Ryan and I to go down there at 11 o'clock at night and go in the back door, and he's in there working on something, and I'll say, Lou, we've got a problem. And he just says, okay, let's get it over here. Let's see what we can do.
That's awesome.
And he's been real good to us. And I mean, obviously, like the crankshaft, we get them from Southern Illinois, and Lemke made our heads and stuff like that. But
Okay.
a lot of the little stuff we try to do here.
Very good. That's good that you can do that too. That's
Yeah.
Remind me, JR, sometime when we're on a pull, I'll show you Kris with a grinder with a cam on a lathe. We have a picture of it.
That sounds scary.
That doesn't sound very professional, Brooks. It was getting late that night, and I had to get the motor back together. So yes, the camshaft was on a lathe, and I was hitting it with a grinder. Yes.
Oh boy.
But it made it.
Yeah, I was going to say it was successful. So that's great.
The tooling on the lathe was just taking too long, and I said I can fix this.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
As Cory says, the older generation.
Hey, now how to
Well,
get it?
that's an inside joke between us, because I'll come off with the
Millennials.
millennials down there. And then Ryan and Cory both look at me and say, "This older generation," So.
Well, I know. I'm sure the two boys put a lot of time into the stress case tractor after it was built, and I think it went to paint and came home and basically got put back together, I guess. I remember, I guess it was Cory or somebody was posting pictures every now and then.
Yeah, I was. Cory was doing most of the work on that.
Okay.
Because we got it back from the paint shop like 2 weeks before we had to be at Harrisburg.
And he left on vacation.
And I went to Idaho to see Ryan.
There you go. Somebody had to finish it.
Right. Cory was doing more of the work on that, and every now and then I'd get a picture, and we would. I think I sent it to you and have you post it or something. But
yeah, you sent me. Yeah, it's quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get a little humor out of stuff every now and then.
And and you got the best of show that year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was
very unique.
Yeah.
Explain that the eagle you have on the side, each side of the tractor. It's pretty cool. If you
the guy that did that was telling Cory about it, and we were all like shrugging our shoulders, like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, whatever. And then he put it on, and we saw it, and we're like, hey, we like that.
Yeah, it's awesome at night. There's a shot that'll come on that revolving photo square there beside me on the page there.
Yep.
And when that thing lights up with a flash, it's really wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. If you're not looking for it in the daytime, it's kind of hard to see. So.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's hidden.
That's what makes it kind of cool that way.
Yeah, for sure. But, okay, well, let's keep our fingers crossed, guys. I'm just glad there's no COVID crap to worry about with your pool.
We're good to go.
Pennsylvania, it's definitely. You heard that. We're good to go. We're pulling Saturday. The weather looks to be good later in the day. Once again, that address is 620 West 3rd Street, Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, 17815 for your GPS. It's the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. And it's $15 per adult, $20 per adult in the pits if you want to go to the pits. And 12 and under are free. And he's added more bleachers on the pit side of the pulling track for more seating and stuff. So, and that's a good idea. That was something that probably has been needed for a few years now. But expect a tremendous amount of pulling vehicles, pullers. Don't drag your feet, get there, get on the grounds, shake hands, do whatever you got to do, get registered. And we want to get vehicles teched as early as possible. And everybody just cooperate and make this thing work. It's going to be a huge show. I know it's going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of equipment we probably haven't seen before in this area. So I'm sure Kris and the boys have done what they need to do and are still doing what they need to do to make this a successful event. And we look forward to it. And you guys got anything else you want to throw in there real quick?
No, I think we're good. See everybody Saturday.
Absolutely.
Like JR said, come early because.
Feel free to walk around and say hi, but get there early and get teched. And
Yep.
Yeah, the event does start at 6 p.m. Spectators, your gates will open at 4:30 p.m.
Yep.
I'm sure there'll be lines, so I'm sure there's plenty of parking for you. Come get in line. It's going to be a great show. Probably one of the best shows you'll see here this year. Even at Bloomsburg, it's going to be a big one. I'm sure of that. So, guys, I'll be right with you as soon as we get the closing edits done. I'll talk to you real quick and just stick around. And for the rest of you, thanks for watching in tonight. Had a lot of fun talking to these guys. They're a great group of guys, well respected in the pulling community, and always have a good time with them. Just a great family for the sport of pulling. So we'll see you Saturday, and don't forget 6 p.m. Bring the family out. Plenty of food. Lots of pulling iron going to be there, and we hope to see you there. Thanks.